Hey, so I've recently been working on expanding my visual library and learning to draw more mechanical and sci-fi based subject matter. I'm tackling this task coming from a background of drawing primarily fantasy art, which for the most part is a lot more organic in shape language as opposed to the rigidity of sci-fi and mechanics, or at least that's how, most of sci-fi is, other than maybe creatures. And the occasional other thing, where it's a lot of rigidity mixed in with organics. To me, learning this new subject matter feels a little bit like a reset. I have the skills to draw, but not the knowledge of how to draw these various new things, and it's been a lot of me kind of going back to basics, breaking things down, and really, like I said, learning the basics again. It does feel a little bit like learning a new language as well, and it's been a lot of fun, to be honest, kind of just unplugging from that world of fantasy art and going back and kind of being a little bit of a kid again. Really, I've only been doing this for about a day or two, but I'm really enjoying the process. While we go about our lives day to day, passing by motorcycles, cars, construction sites, wherever someone might get inspiration to draw these types of things, we don't really see these things until we draw them, or at least that's how I feel. You don't really see the subtle curve of a wheel or the way a muffler connects into this square bit. That's another thing. I basically have zero interest in cars or mechanics myself as a person, other than learning to draw them. So kind of making my own names for these bits and pieces has been an interesting part of the process and kind of a fun exercise. Anyway, I know this is maybe a bit of a weird video. I don't really have anything in particular to say. It's definitely more of a thought vomit, art vloggy style video, but I just wanted to show what I've been working on this week and lately. Also, if you're like me and maybe 5 or so years into making art and I've been focusing hard on one niche or one subject matter and feel a little bit creatively stuck or blocked like I am or was, I haven't really gone back to draw fantasy art yet, but we'll see what happens. Maybe try to bring in some new subject matter and kind of re-spark your creativity again. I found in my experience learning to draw new things, no matter the subject, improves you. It all feeds off each other and it's all kind of the same thing. It's just the bits connect in different ways, I'll put it that way. Obviously, like an arm doesn't connect the same way an engine connects together, that kind of thing. And I know it may be a little bit scary to go back to basics and leaving a niche you're like really comfortable with. But anytime you introduce discomfort into your creative life, or really life in general, generally it has a net positive because you remember the experience, you associate it with that discomfort, and then you learn it. That's kind of my process, at least. Yeah, the worst that can happen if you go try a new subject is you improve, even if you don't necessarily enjoy it, and you can always just go through the rigors of learning the subject and just leave it there and just have the knowledge, in your visual library. But that's all from me. I hope you liked the video. If you did, subscribe, like it, all that stuff. And I'll see you next week.